I'm going to take a look at Project 5, writing the equation of a line. Now, when you write Project 5, you're going to use your birthday attributes to determine your value for A and B, and then you're going to plot an ordered pair of the form negative 1/3 A, comma 3, and 1/2 B, comma negative 2. To make things difficult for myself and to make sure that you do not choose the same A and B values that I do, I will not use birthday attributes. So for my birth month, A, I'm going to choose something like 1/4, right? It can't be a birth month, right? And for my birthday, B, I'll choose something like 36, because there can't be a birthday on the 36th of the month. So I've got some values for A and B that don't make sense in this context. Make sure that yours correspond with your birthday and your values will come up. Fine. All right. So my first ordered pair is supposed to be at negative 1/3 of the A value. So in my case, that would be negative 1/3 of 1/4. And so I'm going to figure out what that value is as a decimal. And in my case, that is negative 1/12. And we want comma. We want our ordered pair to be comma 3. And that is our first ordered pair. Again, the project states that the y-coordinate is 3. We need to compute the independent coordinate, the x-coordinate, with negative 1/3 times your A value, which is your birth month. So if you're born in July, you put a 7 for A instead of whatever I've chosen. Your next ordered pair is going to be half of B, comma, negative 2. And so in our case, I need half of 36, and that's 18. So my next ordered pair is going to be 18, comma, negative 2. All right, so these are the two ordered pairs that we're going to work with. Let me zoom out until I can find that 18, negative 2 point. There it is. All right, now your points, of course, will be different because you don't have a birthday that is 1/4 of a month, which makes no sense, and a 36th day. So I'm picking values that purposely don't make sense to make sure that you have your own values to work with. Now, the next thing to do is to calculate the equation of the line. And you can do this on scrap paper, but I'm going to show my work on Desmo so you can see it in this video. I'm going to calculate the slope. Now, to calculate the slope, I will use the change in y. So I'm going to start with the second output, which is negative 2, minus the first output, which is 3, over the change in x. So I'll have my 18 minus my negative 1/12. Okay, so difference of the y-coordinates, difference of the x-coordinates in the denominator. Now I'm going to make this a fraction. So with the inconvenient numbers that I've chosen, my slope has come out to be negative 60 over 217. Very nice value there. We're going to use the fraction for it. All right. Now, I know that my equation is linear, so it will have the form y equals mx plus b. I just don't know what m and b in this situation are going to be yet. So I'm going to plug in m, my slope, which is negative 60 over 217, and I'm going to plug in an ordered pair. I'll use the second one here since I can still see it on screen for my x and y values. So I'm going to use 18 for the input, since that's the x-coordinate, and negative 2 for the output, since that's the y-coordinate. All right, so on paper, what I would do next is I would figure out what this product here simplifies as. So I'm going to write that on the next line, and I'm going to use a fraction for it. And then if I just copy this line and paste it, I can replace this value with 1080 divided by 217, right? That's the simplified fraction version of this number. Okay, so I know I'm trying to find b, and so I'm going to need to, since this is a negative value, I'm going to need to add it to both sides. So what I'm going to do is take negative 2 and add over a 1080 divided by 217. Okay, if I add this number to both sides, it's going to cancel off on the right-hand side and just move over to the left-hand side with a negative 2 plus this value. Okay, this is my value for b. So I've got my b value by itself now. So I will go back up and write my equation. Y equals m, my slope, which we have established is negative 60 divided by 217 times x plus our b, y-intercept value, which we have discovered is 646 divided by 217. Now, you should see that your line goes perfectly through your data points. I'm also going to, just for fun, rewrite this line as a function, and I can illustrate in function notation that if I plug in my x coordinate, negative 18, yes, I get the y coordinate of negative 2. So it's a true function, goes to that ordered pair. And my other ordered pair had negative 1/12 as the x coordinate. So if I plug in negative 1/12 for the input, again, perfect output value of 3. So again, just proving that this is the linear function in its exact form that goes through the two ordered pairs that we were instructed to write the equation from. Okay. Your numbers will not likely be quite so large, like with a 217 in the denominator, that's quite large, because you're going to have values for A and B that make more sense, where A is a number between 1 and 12, depending on what month you're born in, and B is a number between 1 and 31, depending on what day of the month you're born in.